Super casual boom. Hey, the wolves. Hey, the regs. Regs. Friends and I the other day deep dive into fighting game topics and got to talking about going and trying a new fighting game for the first time and how the fighter select screen presentation got you instantly hyped or got you disappointed. For me, Tekken 3 and KOF 98 was awesome. Original MK and Primal Rage were because seeing 7 fighters look lacking, and I was used to seeing 8 as the default minimum roster number. I know what you mean. You want to see 4 and 4. It looks balanced. Yeah, it looks a little bit. Anything less than 8 feels like insanely minuscule. I know exactly what you mean by that. Fighting game rosters where the first time you play the game, the character select screen gets you hype. Oh, fuck yeah, you've come to the right place. I mean, okay, I've said for years that I love Capcom vs. SNK 1. How awesome the presentation was of that game, where you feel like you're going through a tunnel of lights and TV screens selecting these two companies and their legacies coming together, and then the tunnel of lights eventually fills up to become a highway, and then you're selecting the characters as the robot, and the arrows are all there, and then the arrows that make up the character select and then the order select become the arrows that spiral to create the life bar and the meters, and then the round 1 fight. Love that. Excellent design through and through, so that from the moment you pop your quarter in and press start till the actual fight begins, it's all part of one flowing design. Hard style. Love that style. But, you know, I've talked a lot about that example, so there are others that I feel are really, really, really fucking sick at that. KOF 2000 in particular was amazing, because the actual presentation of the character select screen was like fairly normal for a KOF game. It was pretty cool, but the music was that thing I love, where the moment you press start, there's the title screen, music starts playing a beat, and then it goes to how to play, and then how to play adds 1 layer to the beat, and then it gets you through, and then right at the end of the how to play, it drops down and then builds back up, so that when the character select appears, the real beat drops in, you know? And it was one of the first times that like you got to see the same song go through 3 layers and escalate to like character select, da-da, 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 you know? And it was just build up. And then after you picked your characters, then you got to the versus screen where the
okay, yeah.
And then the fight starts. And I'm like, thank you for caring in a time when very few other games cared, you know? And like, yeah, and I loved that I'm carrying you through a character select experience so much, because it was so rare. Because like that game did it, KOF 2000 did it, CVS 1 did it, and WWF No Mercy for the N64 did it.
That's a pull, yeah.
Right? You press start, you know, boom boom, ba-doom boom, boom boom, ba-doom boom, into first mode. Diggity dog. Breaking. Diggity dog. Or options. Socko. You know, and each section of the menu took the same beat but put a different layer of music instruments on it. And it just felt like you're doing something interesting musically, and I appreciate the effort where nobody else did that. It's great. It's a great subtle feature at the time that, you know, we've now come to appreciate, because obviously, you know, tired of playing the sidelines on fucking Street Fighter 6. You know, we're all going you know, but like that whole, the intro to the song starts when you're on the characters on the stage select, and then once you press the button on picking your character, on picking your stage, then I've been a failure, I've been a success.
Yeah.
The next layer comes in, and then it goes all the way up to the versus screen. That's awesome now, but there was a time when that was such a rare, fucking impossible feature that nobody gave a fuck about, that like I cherish those times.
And when it happened, it was like, oh, check this shit out.
Huge deal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Marvel vs. Capcom 2, taking you for a ride. Like, that song was so goofy and out of place for the vibes of what the game was, that it came back around and made it charming. And also, you thought you had a globe of characters to pick. It was so insane to just see the biggest character select screen you've ever seen, and this wild song going.
Yeah.
That worked too, not for any of the like super heavy design reasons, but just the sheer volume of it, yeah, man, that stuff to this day still stands out for sure. What do you think?
For me, like, I guess when you unlock a new song in the character select, again, like, because I played Melee, you had the original song, and then once you like went all over the game and you cleared like all the events and everything then you get the alternate songs that are playing and kicking in. That was also pretty nice.
That's a nice one. Alternate character select is always nice.
Yeah, that song was fire too. It was like, oh shit, did you hear that? Oh. Yeah, that was fire. That was good.
I don't care what anyone says, tripping or no, to this day, Orifama, Iliu,
mais qu'est-ce qui se passe ici? Mes papilles sont tes bails.
Orifama. That shit goes so fucking hard, dude. Yeah. And like, at the time, that level of epic vocal choir theme in Latin felt like the impact. It felt like the impact that Smash Brothers had on the industry. Because this is the sequel to Melee.
Yeah.
Right? This is the biggest fucking deal in the world. And they were releasing the characters one at a time on a website.
Yeah.
Announcing who was coming out. And then like Snake showed up one day at work. And you're like, what the fuck?
What is Snake doing here?
Video games, man.
Yeah.
It was the most important thing ever. So when the character select theme and the intro and all of that were like Latin choir, it was like, this is the peak of all things video game. This is it doesn't go higher. And like that theme feels like it to this day. Brawl's music and the Subspace Emissary are god tier. Tripping aside, man. Holy fuck, that shit went hard. I was gonna say, like, the in terms of the changing character selects theme, CVS1 and CVS1 had a one player character selects theme and a 2-player character select theme as well.
Okay, yeah.
So then there's the like ow, 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 ow. There's that one, and then there's the ow, 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 ow. Exactly. So I appreciate that. That's always nice. In terms of not music, but in terms of design, you gotta give huge kudos to 2 games that have the same idea, and if I ever made a game, I would do a version of this that was like, I have other things I'd love to do, but this is a basic concept I would fucking I have such it'll never happen, but it would be so cool. Fatal Fury 3 Road to the Final Victory. The character select screen is all the characters in a portrait hanging out in a bar.
Okay,
and they're
yeah.
all, it's just everyone in like a group photo, like almost like a graduating class. I think like you got like Joe Higashi on the ground or something, you got Blue Mary chilling, you got Terry like, hey,
Yeah,
and they're all just standing together in like a group portrait.
that's cool.
I love that.
Yeah.
And like they're in the same room in real space, and you just select who you want to pick. Amazing, like immersive, does wonders, right? Like the ending of The Shining, except as an arrow to pick which one you want. How do you make that better? Anarchy Reigns, or Max Anarchy, the spiritual world successor to Mad World, the Wii game with the guy with the chainsaws on his hands.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever seen it, but third person arena fighter thing that was like beat 'em up fighter essentially.
Okay.
The character select screen in Anarchy Reigns is everyone at a bar, and they're all doing different things. And as you press left and right, you go to each character. So someone's grabbing a shot at the bar. Someone else is playing pool, and the camera goes over to them. Someone else is playing cards at the table. Or someone's just leaning up against the wall.
That's cool.
And you just go to each person in one scene.
In the room, yeah.
In the same room with other shit going on. Goes so hard. Love that. Right? Show the people in the setting being the characters, interacting in the world that they do. And Jet Set Radio, going around the base. What is everyone up to? Hanging out with the dog, just cleaning your skates, spray painting, just dancing, chilling, etc. Showing people living in the world as a character select thing is just not something that people do often. And it's the best. It's the best. It's the best. I love it. I love things that, bring you into the character and establish part of who they are before you even fucking pick them. Seeing a giant head is not enough. Like, I love Virtua Fighter, but just seeing a portrait of Jackie. Wow. That's not, what is that doing for me? That's not enough.
No.
Yeah. Those are my answers. I could fucking obviously go on forever on that, but I'd say those are the big ones.